Mr. Truesdale said he'll do him if he catches him again.
Rabies. And this time there's no mistake.
There never has been any rabies.
So you're an expert now, are you?
That filthy nut bit my wife and now she's dead. What do you got to say to that, Schultz?
You never know, you could end up at this place.
I'll get out of it.
We all miss you very much.
Annabelle's gone. And she's taken the dog with her.
Gina's dead, Nick.
Mate, she's got the same symptoms as Gina and Mrs. Truesdale.
What, the kid?
No, it's Maggie.
Who is she?
I'm not happy with the progress.
What does that mean?
Well, the autopsy results on Joan Truesdale and Gina came in this morning. They both died of encephalitis.
You think that's what Maggie's got?
Well, the symptoms are quite similar.
Right, so two different encephalitis.
We don't even know what strain we're dealing with yet.
All right, so what are you going to do?
What would really help is if we could locate the source of the virus.
And once you discover the strain, you will be able to treat her.
If Maggie's got encephalitis, nothing's going to influence the course of the disease. All we can do is treat the symptoms and wait and hope for the best.
Now, this kid's name is Annabelle. She's been out overnight. We've got to cover as much ground before the heat gets any worse, all right? You move off and I'll catch her up.
Good morning, Sergeant. No luck, I'm afraid.
Or she could have circled round and gone back to the house. So you should wait there.
Yeah, I agree. One of us should, but I can't sit around here any longer. I'm coming with you.
Hey, Mrs. Armstrong, you wait at the house because Mal Truesdale and his crowd could be out there.
Oh, all the more reason.
Annabelle! It's Mummy! You can hear me, please come out!
Look, Mrs. Armstrong, why don't you go back and get a hat because it's going to be very hot today.
I'm not going back, Sergeant, so you can give up trying to talk me out of this.
Annabelle! Annabelle! Shh, quiet, you silly idiot. Hello? Shh. Great spot you found. Annabelle! We were running away.
Is that why you were hiding from me?
If we go back now, they'll shoot him.
No, Annabelle. You won't let anyone shoot your dog. Hey, would you like a drink?
Yeah. Thanks. It's probably a rabbit. If I don't grab him now, he'll chase it, and then I've got to get the burrs out of his...
Annabelle, I'm going to have to let the others know that you're here.
Oh, no, you don't. Put that radio thing down. Get the little girl away from the dog.
Put the weapon down, Harry!
Tell her to shut up. See, I told you, the bloody thing's rabid.
Mr. Truesdale, you can't just shoot a dog.
You want to bet? Get away from the dog, little girl.
Put the weapon down,
Keith,
Harry!
move her.
Me? No way. I'll get bit.
Shoot it now. Do it now.
Do it, Harry. You put that weapon down.
Get out of the way.
Put it down!
Step aside, Schultz.
Listen to me. The vet's going to come out here and check out the dog. He'll decide whether it's got to be destroyed, not a drunk like you, Truesdale. You can't get a clear shot, can you, Mal? Go on, you want to risk it?
Shooting a dog is one thing. This is something else. Give it away now.
That'd be crazy.
Mate.
Dr. Rigo's been looking for you.
Lou Rigo, District Veterinary Officer.
Hello, Tom Croydon. This is Senior Detective Nasham. PJ. Oh, sorry. How are you?
Fine.
Good.
The station was locked up, so I rang D24.
Yeah, well, they're pretty busy. A little girl's gone missing.
I've explained to Dr. Rigo that the two deaths have been linked to encephalitis.
It sounds similar to a case we've been investigating on the peninsula, but as yet there haven't been any fatalities there.
We need to track down the source of the infection, so anything that you can tell us about.
Unfortunately, we've had a lot of difficulty getting the full cooperation of the community. There's been a lot of panic.
Yes, it's had pretty much the same effect here.
We're lucky the properties are fairly well isolated, so if there is an outbreak, we'll have a better chance of containing it.
Right. Where do you start?
Well, the disease is most likely spread to humans by mosquitoes, so we'll start by spraying the water source. Could someone show me the way out to the Truesdale property?
Yeah, PJ's been out there.
Detective?
Yeah, so, yeah.
Could you?
Sure. Just let me know if there's any changes.
Careful of the dog.
Give us a dog.
Come on, Murray, get back.
The dog's a menace. The dog is killed.
Cooper! Yeah, what? Come here! Come on, you're not doing yourselves any good. I've got a station there, running and take the dog. McKinley, secure the vehicles. Make sure they're locked. Come on, listen to me. You're not going to do yourself any favours here. You're doing no good. Go home.
I'll go you for wrongful arrest, that's what I'll do.
Threaten an officer with a rifle, what do you expect?
He should have let me shoot the mutt, then I'd be over and done with.
Nobody's going to harm Waffles.
That dog's as good as dead.
Look, just stop it.
Kelly, you're looking for a fight. You're not going to get it. We don't want to fight. Please take it in.
Give us a dog. Give us a dog.
Do you hear me?
It's diseased. It should be put down.
Any more out of you, you'll find yourself in a cell, Mel.
It killed my wife. Look at it, it's going mad.
It is just reacting to you and your aggression. There is nothing wrong with our dog.
You pomps think you can talk your way out of anything. Well, not this time. The whole town's going to come down on you.
Truesdale, you're already up on assault and firearms charges. You keep pushing, boy, I'll give you a hamburger with a lot.
I don't care. Don't care what happens to me anymore.
Put him in the interview room. I'll speak to him in a minute.
Stupid.
Just don't let him get you, Mrs. Armstrong.
Becoming more irrational.
We'll be right. Look, we'll control him and his mates outside too. Just sit down
Nick.
there. Yep.
Keith and his mum are still outside.
Well, it'll be high 30s in a minute. They'll soon get tired of it.
I don't know, they look pretty serious to me.
Half an hour, they'll be down the Imperial having a BE. Trust me.
You hope. Why don't I organise something to eat? Annabelle hasn't eaten all night.
Yeah, do that and get her examined by a doctor, will you? Now, look, you'll be right, OK? We'll get the veterinary officer to come in and clear Waffles. We'll drop you home. It'll be all right.
Hey, watch it, Chrissy. There's a rabid animal in there.
Surprised at you, Keith. That's no way to talk about Mel.
We won't drink at the Imperial anymore. We're going to the commercial.
Half-wits, the lot of them.
Chris, you made it.
Know just when Dr. Rigo's going
Sounds
to be
like
able to
you're
come back
losing
here and examine the
business on
dog.
our account.
It'll take a while to inspect both properties. Get about then, come and dig in. Even got some nibbles for his
No,
lordship.
they're going to be safe.
Oh, well, why don't we get a bowl to
Tuesday's
put those
mates
in,
hanging
hey?
around. When the crowd disperses, I'll give you a bell, all right?
Good boy. Hey, very nice.
Tom's pretty good at toughing it out.
Right, the
Don't
old
cinch
veterinary
him as
officer's
a
out at the Armstrong properties. That means he's going to be a while, which is good news. Is that fan the only thing we've got to keep us cool here?
Well, I don't know, get
No, look,
something
don't
for-
worry about it. Don't do anything. Just feed and water Truesdale. That might make him see sense.
What's with the picket line
Oh,
outside?
well, don't worry about them. He's just full of hot air. The chief stirrer's in here. We'll be right.
And the deputy's outside. When Keith Purvis gets on his hobby horse, he can outstay the best of us. Why don't you just have a chat with him?
I've had a chat with Keith. He's not listening. He's not normal. A normal pensioner on a hot day like this has a game of canasta, a cold beer. He's laying siege to the police station.
Mood's turning ugly.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you. I'll deal with it. Come, bring that stuff in here, will you?
You're a bunch of wankers.
Well, we've made heaps of progress here, haven't we?
I've been living in this town nearly all my life. And I'm the one who's copping it. I'm the one who's being treated like a criminal.
That's because you're behaving like one, Truesdale.
A lot of people don't think so. Feelings are running pretty hot out there.
What, you talking about that rabble out there? What good are they going to do you? Nothing.
I wouldn't be so sure.
What good are they going to do you, mate? Think about it. You're already up on assault with a deadly weapon. Conduct endangering life. You pointed a loaded rifle at a police officer.
You?
You're looking at serious jail time here, mate. Now, if I were you, what I'd do is try to convince a magistrate that I wasn't such a bad bloke. That I acted out of grief, and then I fully cooperated with the police to avoid an ugly confrontation.
You want to avoid a confrontation? Hand over the dog.
There's two ways we're going to do this, Mal. You call it off, we bail you, you go outside to your friends. You don't call it off, you stay here in custody.
Go to hell.
Well, we might as well, Mal, because it couldn't be any hotter than it is here. Process him and then chuck him in a cell, will you, Cooper?
Come on, Mr. Truesdale.
My wife's dead. No one seems to give a stuff about that. Can't even bury her.
Well, the coroner should have finished by now. If you want me to find out what I can, I'll do that.
She's just a body to you, isn't she?
No, Mr. Truesdale, she's not. I'm actually trying to help you.
Her name was Joan? I'll help myself, thanks. I don't want any of your damn pity.
Can't get out the back. They're blocking up the cells there.
They won't do anything to help me, eh, Sarge?
Check the windows.
They're blocking them.
They said they wouldn't desert me.
Sit down, Truesdale.
You haven't been listening to us, Schultz. Now you'll have to. We're all agreed. Nobody wants that dog in the community. It's a threat to our livelihood and our loved ones. So hand it over, or nobody leaves.
No, he hasn't done anything.
You can't. The radio's dead.
So's the phone.
That means I've got the lines to the aerial. Did you know about this, Truesdale?
They told me they were going to stick by me. I didn't know they were going to turn the place into a bloody fortress. Good old Keith.
The decision is yours, Schultz. What's it gonna be?
Well, there must be some way of communicating with the outside world.
Oh, the portable. Grab a portable, put out a code 9. We'll be out of here in no time.
We can't. The portables are in the car.
What?
Yeah, I was in such a rush. I had the rifles and Mrs. Armstrong was there and I locked the car and I forgot them.
Gee, that's a bit of bad luck, Sergeant.
You put him in the interview room, all right?
Well, so how does it feel having this bunch of no-hopers looking after you?
Shut up.
What are we going to do, Mummy?
Oh, don't worry. We'll work something out.
I'm sorry, Nick.
Do you realise how serious this situation is? Well, this police station's under siege. We can't do anything about it. Because you made a fundamental mistake. I mean, how's that going to look?
It's not all my fault. Or why couldn't someone else have thought of the radios?
For once in your life, why don't you try and behave like a bloody adult, McKinley? You were in charge of the vehicles. It was your responsibility! You get out of here!
I warned him that the mood was turning ugly, but he wouldn't have it. Now the whole thing's escalated into a god almighty mess.
Well, Nick's in charge. It's a uniform matter. We've got to give him a chance to sort things out.
Well, how's he going to do that now he's lost contact with the outside world?
Well, the phone line's down.
Yes.
Throw the radio away. Look,
I've got to talk to Adam.
Cooper, what?
Well, he was with Maggie when she collapsed, boss. I don't know what else to do.
Look, Nick can talk to Truesdale, try and get him to calm his mates down. If we go in there and use force, you'll end up with a riot.
Boss, you're supposed to be on leave. It's Faulkner's decision, isn't it?
Well, it's Monica Draper's, actually. Ted's on leave as well.
Oh, no, unless she won't put up with any crap.
I'll make sure she's informed.
Look, I'm jack of this. I'm going to go and talk to Purvis.
Yeah, all right, I'll come with
Well,
you.
is that a good idea?
Somebody's got to keep an eye on him.
Yes, but in your condition, it's not
As
such
soon as Monica arrives, I'll take a back seat, all right?
Okay.
Give it up, give it up, give it up, or sweat it out. Give it up, give it up, give it up, or sweat it out. Oh, good. Have a look at this, will you? Bloody Keith. He's got him all pumped up and on troppo, you idiots. All right, come on. Get off the truck. You don't have to stop behaving like mop of yobbos and get home. Go on, off you go now. Because the police refuse to admit that the animal they've got inside this police station is responsible for the deaths of 2 women.
Mount Thomas unit. Mount Thomas fight.
Yeah, the poor man's lost his wife.
Come on, get moving.
Mount Thomas unit.
Guys.
I'm perfectly entitled to give an interview to the media without being hassled by the police.
You're really enjoying this, aren't you? All the attention, all the hype.
What are you doing here anyway? You're supposed to be a sick man.
The duty officer's on her way. In the meantime, I
Suggest you move all these bales before she gets here. No, forget it.
PJ, don't escalate things. Keith, are you going to move this bale or not?
We are staying here until you give us the money.
Seriously, Constable Doyle could die. Is that clear?
There you go, another one. That animal's got to be destroyed.
Listen to me.
PJ, forget it. You're wasting your time. Mind if I use this for the
Oh,
right, thank you. I'll use it. Go home, you robbo.
This is Tom.
Whistle out, Hayler.
Tom!
Is everybody okay? How are you holding up?
Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello?
Tom, we're all right! Can you hear me?
Stop it! He can't hear you. You're wasting your breath. Shut up!
Nick, this is ridiculous. I can't get out here. There's no way.
He's got the right idea. Not a worry in the world.
We're going to run out of air and keel over soon.
Owie, Mummy.
Don't take any notice, darling. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Shut up, Truesdale. You don't shut up, I'll lock you up in that sweatbox.
Hey, do you want us to break into the car and get your radios?
Listen, those women died of encephalitis, right? Now, that dog in there had nothing to do with it.
I don't believe a word of it.
You're a fool, Keith, you know.
Will you call me whatever names you like? We're not quitting.
That's right.
Bloody pigs.
Pigs?
Well, is that significant?
Not on its own, no, but coupled with the mozzes from the dam.
Well, you've lost me.
If we were in Asia, I'd say we had 2 of the elements of Japanese encephalitis. But as yet we haven't found a third in the trio.
Which is?
Exotic birds. They give it to the mozzies. It's transmitted to the pigs where it amplifies, and they pass on the full-blown variety back to the mozzies, who in turn carry it on to humans.
Well, Joan Truesdale had ducks.
Let Dr. Hamilton know we suspect Japanese encephalitis.
There's got to be something we can give her. At least
Not
some
if it's
drug.
Japanese encephalitis, there's no anti-serum. Palliative care's the best we can offer.
So what are our chances?
Well, sometimes people's immune systems kick in and they recover completely, and sometimes... Well, we still can't be completely sure. I'm testing for other things. Poliomyelitis, for one.
Well, it can't be Polly hasn't been around for years.
16 cases last year in the US alone.
She woken up yet?
No, I've got her sedated.
Go and sit with her.
Yeah, sure.
There you go.
Fish.
Yeah, thanks very much. How you going, Doily? Mate, I'm getting pretty sick of this. You could so much bloody work back there. Be good if you came back. Listening to me? Maggie. Say something.
Them down. Do you hear me, please? Get those bales down right now.
Since when have you been given orders?
Keith, it's over 30 degrees out here. You can imagine what it's like in there. At least take down some of the top bales so I can open one of the top windows. Keith.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, well, think about this. If anybody's hurt in there through lack of air or anything else to do with this siege, you'll be charged with reckless conduct endangering life. Understand?
All right, but just one window at the top.
All right.
Right, start right. Pick up the top row.
Is there any way we can let my wife and daughter know I'm here?
Look, you'll be able to talk to her in a minute. Excuse me. Morning.
How the hell did you get yourselves into this mess?
Nothing to do with me. We are making progress. I've agreed to take down some of the top bales.
If we can't contain it by peaceful means, our members are on standby to move as soon as I give the word.
Well, I'd like to hold off as long as possible.
You shouldn't even be here.
Yeah, I may be on sick leave, but these are my people. I'm not leaving.
Why am I not surprised?
They're taking them down.
What made them change their minds?
I don't know, but I reckon Sergeant Croydon has something to do with it.
Hey, Mr. Truesdale, you might as well come out and wait out here.
Yeah, come on, Mel. Wait for your playmates. They'll be in soon. You can have a nice little reunion in the cells.
Don't tell me you're sick of my company.
What are they stopping for?
Elspeth, can you let me know if you and Annabella...
It's Daddy!
I want to speak to my husband.
Yeah, go on.
Hello, darling. Good to hear your voice. Annabelle and I are fine. I'm glad you're here.
There's nothing to worry about, do you understand? The police are negotiating with Mr. Purvis and the others. I'm confident they'll reach a resolution soon.
Oh, no, they won't. Hey, Mal, we're with you, mate. Nobody's leaving until they give us that dog. Right, people?
Right the dog.
Don't you worry, darling. Don't you worry. You'll see him again very soon, I promise.
All it would take is just one word from you, Mr. Truesdale. We could go home. This will be over.
And if I did, what about that dog? What if it bit someone else's wife? Someone else's kid?
I can't imagine what it would be like losing your wife just like that.
Can you, girlie?
I think so. And I can imagine that finding out what happened to her must be the most important thing in the world to you right now.
I know it happened, all right.
So then let us deal with it. I promise you we will. And but what if you're wrong? What if whatever it is still out there and we can't get to it because we're stuck in here?
I wouldn't waste your breath trying to appeal to a civic nature because he hasn't got any. You're going to change your mind, are you, Truesdale? But just don't make the mistake of thinking the duty officer's going to stand around out there without taking any action.
It's all a bluff. Keith knows that, so do I. We've got the staying power to win this. You're all a bunch of gutless wonders. Haven't got a clue. Especially you, Acting Sergeant Schultz. Yeah, I've heard about your temper, Schultz.
Have you now?
Yeah, you nearly come unstuck once before, didn't you? You try that again and I'll have you.
Good on you, now.
Any luck?
The labs confirmed the host bird was carrying JE.
So that's it then?
It looks like it.
I don't get it, though. I mean, why Maggie? She wasn't even at the Truesdale property.
Well, mozzies can migrate further than the 200 metres between the two farms.
Yeah, but I was there. Why aren't I sick?
Well, you were lucky enough not to get bitten, or if you were bitten, you didn't succumb.
So what are you saying? That Maggie was just unlucky? Is that what you're saying?
You can't rule out JE just because you don't want it to be so. The fact is, Maggie could have been bitten any time in the last 5 to 15 days.
What?
The incubation period
Hang
of
on,
JE.
hold it. You said 5 to 15 days. Well, she can't have it.
I wouldn't get your
No,
hopes
she
up.
can't have it. Look, she's only been to the Armstrong and the Truesdale property in last couple of days. No, I'm going to tell Dr. Hamilton.
Tell her I'll meet her in the lab. Oh, and get yourself vaccinated, just in case.
Nick, can we speak to you?
What? Don't you think it'd be a good idea if at least one of you was looking after
He's
Truesdale?
sitting quietly in the interview room. That's part of the problem, Nick.
Oh, that's a problem, is it? That he's sitting quietly in the interview room, that we've got him under control?
There's nothing about this situation that's under control.
Look, we thought if we could get Mel and the Armstrongs to sit together, maybe they could work this through.
Well, thanks a lot, Henry bloody Kissinger. You've seen what he's like when they're in the same room
No,
together.
I was talking to him before and I was making headway.
Oh, good for you. Look, he stays where he is, all right? He's a troublemaker. He's
Doesn't
had his
make any
chance.
sense.
You sit at your desks, you find some work to do. That mob will disperse.
We're not going to disperse.
Get out of this office and don't argue with him.
Come on, Dash.
Close the door, will you?
Might actually be a little bit cooler in the other room, Mr. Truesdale.
You sure you trust me out there with that animal?
Well, I trust you out there with a little girl. Sure you won't do anything to upset her any more than she already is.
What's her name?
Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Ultimatum time. Stay there. I'll handle it.
They're getting ready to move in.
Looks like it.
You have 10 minutes to be off the premises, Mr. Purvis. There are several units on their way from St David's. If you want to avoid a confrontation, you'll disperse before they arrive.
We're here to the end.
I urge you to reconsider. Have it your own way, but you've been warned.
It's much better over here in front of the fan.
Thanks.
Mr. Truesdale, do you think Daisy and Mrs. Truesdale are in heaven?
Daisy?
Our cow.
Let's not talk about dying, Belle. Let's think about the living.
No, it's all right. I'm sure my Joan's up there with your Daisy.
Hey, Annabelle, do you want to get Mr. Truesdale a glass of water?
Yeah.
I'm really sorry about all of that.
It's all right.
I never meant to frighten a little girl.
We all understand.
So bloody unfair. 7 years it took her. She was just starting to get over it, you know? Losing Paul like that.
Your son?
Silly little fool. A million times I told him don't play with a gun. Jane took it real hard. Virtually went to bed for the first year. Even when she got up, she was never really the same.
I lost my brother recently. So, I kind of know how you feel. It still really hurts almost all the time.
Yeah.
I brought you a biscuit too.
Wow. A nice favour. Cheers.
Acting Sergeant Schultz.
Yes, Acting Inspector?
Purvis is on notice that units from St David's will be here shortly to disperse his men. Tell Truesdale he has the power to stop it. All he has to do is call this off.
Righto, I'll pass on the message.
You see this bloke here? That's Banjo Patterson.
I told you to keep him in the interview.
Fair go, Nick. It's 100 degrees in there. The guy was about to pass out.
So, in other words, you disobeyed a direction?
He hasn't been causing any trouble. He's been sitting there all day.
You're both on 47s for this. Tuesday, listen to me. Acting Inspector Draper is calling in reinforcements to break up the party outside. You can sit in here and let your friends bear the brunt of it, or you can do the decent thing and call it off. What's it going to be?
You've bungled this right from the start, Schultz.
That's your answer, is it?
If it hadn't have been for these young officers here, who happened to show me a little bit of kindness, I'd be telling you and your pals out there to get lost. Hello out there!
Mel Truesdale! Can you hear me, Keith?
Answer him.
Yeah, I'm here, mate.
Call it off, mate! Tell them all to go home and let the health people take over.
This has gone on long enough. I don't want anyone getting hurt on my account. Come on, mate, get us out of here.
Now start removing those bales. Mr. Purvis.
Yeah, right, it's over. That's it.
You'll have your family back soon, Mr. Armstrong.
I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
So Truesdale finally changed his mind.
It took long enough. I don't know what your officer was doing.
Well, with all due respect, Truesdale was being very uncooperative. I'm sure Nick did the best he could.
The outcome could have been much worse, I'll grant you that.
Look, he was under a lot of pressure. He deserves congratulations, not criticism.
That's for me to decide, Tom. Who left their portables in the car?
I did, Acting Inspector.
Not the smartest move, Constable.
It was a very tense and confused situation. We had all these rifles we had to confiscate. There were men gathering outside and I had to take Mrs. Armstrong.
Truesdale was giving us heaps of trouble as well.
And what you're telling me is you both panicked. We'll put this down to inexperience. Just as well the cars were locked. Whose idea was that?
That was mine. I didn't like the look of the crowd, so I told Constable McKinley to secure the vehicles.
And what did you do?
Well, I tried to reason with Purvis and his men.
Did they threaten to barricade the station?
No, we were taken by surprise.
Well, from what you've told me, it would appear there was little else you could have done to avert this situation. In fact, you did well to convince Truesdale to back down. We'll make a sergeant of you yet. What are you still doing here? Relieve Sergeant Croydon. He's leaving.
Looks like you won't be charging anyway. No, but they will.
I'm going to look in on Constable Doyle and then I'm heading back to St David's. Any problems, give me a call.
All right, thanks very much, Acting Inspector.
So how was she?
Oh, she was fine when she understood the circumstances.
Cooper and McKinley don't look too bright.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, it's been a bit of a day for them, hasn't it?
I'll see you later.
Ta-da.
I'd like to have a look at any papers your wife may have kept of the transaction so that we can track down the smugglers.
Yeah, sure. Johnny never knew that the birds had been smuggled in. Crazy. They were the cause of her death.
Oh, what's the verdict on the dog, thanks, Doctor?
Oh, he looks fighting fit to me.
And just for Mr. Truesdale and his friends here, was there any sign of rabies?
Don't be bloody stupid.
Good. All right, Mr. Armstrong, you take your family and your dog home. Just through to the office, thanks, Doctor.
Before you go, I'd just like to say I'm really sorry about everything.
We're sorry too, Mr. Truesdale. Wish we'd had an opportunity to know your Joan better. And if you need anything, you know where we are.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah, with hindsight, I'm not surprised myself. The main indicator of JE was the other two cases. Maggie's symptoms were always slightly different.
All right. So if it's not JE, what is it?
Well, I still suspect some kind of a virus. Possibly picked up from a bite of one kind.
Well, is there anything that I can do?
Yeah, actually there is. You can go out and find out where she's been and what she might have been in contact with lately. And PJ, as fast as you can.
Yeah, it was here. She was walking along this embankment here, I was down here. She walked along, she slipped down, fell into the grass here, and then got up and walked off in that direction.
All right, okay, so you're saying that she collapsed, what, someone over there?
No, up near those boulders. Just
Are you
there.
sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. And when she got up here, she seemed fine.
She was bitten by something. You think she would have noticed?
Yeah, perhaps. It wasn't long after Daisy grazed up here that she started thrashing her head around. And I assumed wrongly it was that awful scene.
Yeah, well, just have a look around on the scrub and see what we can find.
Hey, PJ. Come and have a look at this. Looks like a tiny little crab.
So look. That's a tick.
PJ, what are you doing?
We found ticks of the Armstrong property. Now, Lou Rigo said you can't test for them, right?
No, that's right. You have to spot them on the body. But look, check her scalp and behind her ears. And if you find one, don't pull it out. They have to be removed without crushing or leaving the mouth parts in the body.
Well, it's possible Maggie's symptoms be a tick.
Well, it's possible, but it's highly unlikely.
Here it is.
That's it, all right? Let me get some gloves and instruments. I'll check her whole body.
You're right, Megs.
Any word?
Not yet. We charged Purvis and Truesdale?
And the rest of them.
Was Nick coming up?
He said he'd pop in a bit later.
Listen, you're face to face with Monica Draper. Nick wasn't very forthcoming. How bad was it?
Well, you can't exactly say Nick shafted us, boss, but he didn't exactly spring to our defence either.
He was too busy diving for cover.
I was under the impression he did everything he could.
He doesn't even know how to negotiate. He just spent his whole time in the office.
If you want to know what happened today, go and talk to Armstrong and Truesdale. Tom, we want you to come back.
You want me to come back, McKinley?
We'd both like you to come back, boss.
And if you come back, I'll call you boss.
Now, that's what I call incentive.
Please? We need you.
We've removed the one behind her ear. There's no evidence of any others.
So why didn't you find this earlier?
Look, I'm sorry, but tick poisoning this far south is extremely The blood pressure's dropped.
What's wrong?
Turn up again and give me some Aramine.
What's wrong?
PJ, get out of here.
No, look, what is happening to the machine?
Will you get out of here?
I'm not leaving
Look, we
now.
have got work to do.
Yeah, well, it's a pity you didn't do the work before, isn't it? She's having trouble breathing. They're working on her. I thought they'd found the cause of the problem. Yeah, it might be a bit late. She could still die.
Well, we missed a lot of opportunities, eh, Max? Now I think about it, I've been a bit of an idiot, but I just never tell you. Probably my fault. Sorry. Love you, Max.
PJ.
Where you going? Oh, you look a lot better than yesterday.
You've been here all night.
Oh, everybody was here.
You stayed.
Yeah, I stayed.
I thought you two were supposed to be on patrol.
Oh, we're just finishing these 47s. You said there were a heap of typos. So.
I paid for your presents, not your spelling. I'll deal with them.
Drop into the hospital on your way back, too. I've arranged with Dr. Hamilton to vaccinate you. I don't want any more sick people in this station.
You back, boss?
Apparently so. McKinley, could you get that fax for us before you go?
Yes, boss.
Nick, you can brief me while we bring the stuff out of my office.
Righto. Truesdale's pigs had to be put down, but his cattle and the stock on the Armstrong property survived.
The source of the infection?
Couriers operating out of Thailand. They've been bringing in suitcases full of birds and then smuggling back Australian natives. Mrs. Truesdale had some of the birds from Thailand and she caught the disease from them.
Well, let's hope Mal adopts a good neighbour policy from now on.
Yes, well, he's a hothead like Purvis, so...
You're being a bit hard on him, aren't you? I mean, I think all he wants to do is bury his wife and get back to his farm.
Well, I wish I could say I was sorry for him, but I mean, any strife he's in, he brought it on himself.
Well, everybody acts impulsively from time to time. We all make mistakes. We've got to make allowances for people, don't we?
Yes, I'll bear that in mind.
No offence, I think you can take that home with you. I think Her Majesty's had her face to the wall for long enough. Time to restore her to her proper place.
I think you'll find that's mine. Could be a few other things in there. I sort of spread myself out a bit while you're acting, Sergeant.
Yeah, well, I'm just one of the boys again now, aren't I?
Yeah. Yep.
It's yours too, isn't it?
Oh, thank you.
Now, I probably shouldn't have let you and Cooper take all the heat from Draper yesterday, so I'm sorry about that.
Would have been nice if you had covered our backs.
Yes, well, it would have been nice if you would have covered mine, too.
Look, Nick, I'm sorry we didn't follow your instructions. But we were right. We solved the problem.
Well, no, I'm just not talking about that problem. I mean, you did well solving it. I should have done it. You did well. But I'm talking about the whole thing when I was in charge here. I mean, the responsibility was mine and I needed a bit of help. You know, when I was cleaning out his office, you know what I was thinking?
What?
That overall, taking everything into account, I didn't do such a bad job.
Oh, good. I'm glad you think that.
Good, but you know what's even better? The brass think I did a good job, which means I'll be a sergeant. That means I'll get a station one day. And I hope you get posted to that station, McKinley.
I'll look forward to it.
But until then, you know what you're going to do? You're going to keep your knickers out of my locker because people could get the wrong idea.
Yeah, sorry, well, I didn't have
Mm.
Yeah.
They're
Best I could do.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Listen, why don't you go home? I'm going to be fine.
Get
now.
out of it, I'm fine.
They told me about Gina.
Yeah.
How close did I come to dying?
Why do you ask?
Oh, I had this very strange feeling. It's like I'd been lifted out of my body and I was somehow suspended from the ceiling and was looking down on the bed, but I was still in it. And it was a light. It was very bright. And I wanted to move towards it. But there was a voice. It was someone telling me they loved me. And then I felt myself being pulled away from the light.
Strange, huh? You still have some dreams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were in them.
No.
Yeah, you were. You were.
Why would I be in those dreams?
You were sitting in a seat here, and you were holding my hand.
Was I doing that?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like me, does it? Reckon you must have imagined it, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I reckon. No, absolutely. Okay.